Welcome, everyone. This is the February 2026 edition of Cards and Coffee with Colleen and Kathy. I am Colleen. I am one of the hosts of this particular event that Kathy and I have been doing. It seems like forever, I think once a month. I mean, I don't think we've missed a month. Anyway, I am an intuitive reader using tarot divination, Akashic records, astrology, numerology, connecting with people's guides. And I am also a healer with Reiki, and I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I do past life regression, higher soul self communication, and I teach a lot of different classes and workshops on a variety of subject matter. I'm sorry, I'm not looking directly at the camera. I'm trying to mute people because I'm hearing some background noise. But anyway, I'm really super glad to be here. There's a lot going on energetically, for sure. I'm going to let Kathy introduce herself and then we'll share some collective messages before we get into some personal readings. Kathy?
Hey, my name is Kathi Munson. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki Master teacher. I do past life, a lot of similar things that Colleen does. I work a lot with energy, the energy that's around you, the soul that you came in with, a lot of looking at, past lives. I do past life communication, past life regression. I also teach a lot of workshops, classes, guided meditations, Reiki, of course. Um, Spirit guides, connections, how to deepen your connection to things, energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally. I do a lot. So I'll just leave it there for the moment. And so blessed and honored to be here with all of you today. Very excited.
Okay, so isn't the energy feeling off the charts? How many of you out there raising your hand or whatnot feel like this wave of like high, intense energy or anxiety even that's kind of coming across here, the planet? Yeah. So, we just had a new moon solar eclipse in the electrical sign of Aquarius, and that definitely was part of it because that very same day we had the fire horse energy coming in. I don't know if you all felt the shift around the 17th of February when we had the fire horse and new moon solar eclipse, but I didn't expect such a big feeling of shift in the energy, but I definitely felt it. And since then, we've also had, astrologically speaking, what a lot of astrologers have been talking about, waiting for is the big Saturn, which rules karmic lessons and he rules responsibility and he rules kind of this ancient wisdom, connecting with Neptune that rules the higher spiritual realms, transcendence, but also illusion and confusion. Those two planets came together on the 20th, this past Friday, 2 days ago. And you might have felt something on Friday, which I did as well. And the thing is that Neptune is the visionary. So Neptune is about holding this vision in your third eye, in your imagination of what it is you want to create. And Saturn is the manifester. Saturn rules the third dimensional realm. And so it's all about manifestation of that vision. It was the beginning point because it happened at 0 degrees of Aries. And 0 degrees of Aries is the very first degree of the entire zodiac. So that was a big deal, that Saturn Neptune conjunction. And it's just the initiation point. We're still feeling that energy unfolding. And we're headed for, astrologically, a full moon lunar eclipse on March 3rd, which is going to be in the sign of Virgo. So people that especially are Virgos, Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius will feel that strongly, as well as if you have moon or ascendant in any of those signs. But we will all feel it. Just like we all felt the solar eclipse, we're all going to feel the lunar eclipse because it's going to land somewhere in your astrological chart. So I am seeing that there's more people in the waiting room. I'm going to let Kathy talk a little bit, and then I'm going to come back with some of my card messages while I let people in. Okay, Kathy?
Sure. So, I am not an astrologist like Colleen. I'm very intuitive. A lot of the things tend to come to me through vision and, listening. I'll put it that way. So for me right now, when the 17th hit, I was so excited. Like the day before, the day of, I was just so crazy, happy, joyous. I started to feel free. It's a lot of what happened. And then the energy came in, and it was anxiety and fear, like this fear of not even knowing what the fear was all about. So anxiety and feeling a lot like I'm in between two lives. I know that sounds kind of funny. Like almost like I'm part of me is in the old vibration and part of me is in the new vibration and trying to vacillate between like, okay, I know I'm here because I can see the trees. Right now I have windows behind the computer and I can see the woods and the trees. I'm like, okay, so I know where I am, but I feel like I'm not really where I think I am. So a lot of that sort of dysfunctional function is how I want to put it. But it's sort of like not being fearful of that, kind of staying in alignment with yourself as much as you can, because we are going into this new alignment. And James, I did see your comment in the comments, and I'm sorry for what you technically had, because I'll say that, but it does speak a lot to where we are starting to lose some of our old thoughts, old connections, old relations, all the things that no longer resonate with the vibration of where we're going to be going now. The alignment within ourselves is about aligning to where we want to be and what we want, and not where we want to be here, but where we want to be here. It's so funny. I'm wearing like a love shirt today. It's literally about your heart space, thinking from your heart space, feeling from your heart space, going in and saying, oh my gosh, this makes me so excited. I need to do this. Like I need to do this because I'm so excited about this. If you're looking for a new avenue to take, or you're looking for new places to move, or a new job to do, like that's where you need to come from, is from that loving perspective, that excited perspective. So no matter how this energy has come to me, I know we are in a time of trust and faith. And I will tell you, I have heard the craziest things happening to people that I literally, my own daughter, she was telling me a story about something happening at work, and I just turned my head and went, "What? Like that makes no sense." And she's like, I know, that's why I'm telling you. And it's like, I've heard so many crazy stories from my clients that I'm like, that makes no sense whatsoever. But we have to trust the process, because if it's going to move you to where you need to be, it's not going to make sense right now. It's like you kind of have to ride the wave. Like you need to be a really good surfer right now, is what I want to tell you. Just to ride the emotions and ride the wave, and just I keep coming back to that. Like if I'm feeling anxiety and I'm feeling fear, I come back into that. You know what I trust? I trust you. I trust where we're going. I trust what's going to happen. I'm just going to get through this. Like I'm not going to think too much of why, and try to go through things. I love the wave emote. Whoever just did the wave emoji, that's cool. Um, I did see that. It's about like just trusting that wherever you are guiding us to go, we're going to be okay. And it's going to be amazing. And it's so funny. I have an emoji that I send to a group that I mentor. I keep sending this guy sitting on the couch eating popcorn. Like it's one of those moments, like grab your popcorn because it's going to be interesting. One of those moments to just sit back and just kind of like, oh, this is interesting. Almost like you're watching a program, and try not to get too into it, but just be like, okay, I'm feeling really uncomfortable with this, but okay, all right. Don't, and in my life, shove it down. It's like allow it. Just allow it to be. If you need to set your boundaries, set your boundaries. If people are leaving or you feel like it's time to kind of cut those cords, definitely a time for that. Definitely a time to move on. I was telling Colleen, I was pulling cards for the collective, and everything from throat, third eye, and crown came up, and I'll even throw you. Oopsie, I dropped one. Came up. Crown, third eye, throat. I have to see which one it is, and crown. All three of these. It's a lot of like just trusting the connection, trusting that everything's going to be okay, trusting that it's like whatever's happening, it's going to lead us to like such a much better place. The first card that came out was the journey. And when I said, help guide me to why all the chakras are coming out, it was transformation. So you can't get any clearer messages than that. That's for darn sure. I mean, that's kind of all of it, nipping it in a very, tight, tight. I will even show you because I'm just looking down and I'm kind of, spirit just has a way of making me giggle. It's narrow pathway, meaning like things are not going to make sense because you're on a very narrow pathway. So just kind of keep staying on the path, stay on the path, stay on the path. And then the very last card that came out was finding sanctuary. Like you'll find your peace, you'll find your comfort, you'll find your place. You're going to find where you are meant to be in this universe. Just hang in there because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And if you don't know right in this minute, you don't know where you're going, it's okay. It's okay because you'll figure it out. So hang in there. With that joyous, joyous comments, I'll send it back to Colleen.
And it's now 11:11, folks, here in the Eastern time
Talk
zone.
about spirit connection. Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm going to share a couple of my collective messages with everybody before we choose some people to do some personal readings. But Kathi was talking, and I was talking earlier about the confusion, the anxiety, and again, this energy of now what's going on in the collective, all over the world, yes, but I'm sure most of you, if not all of you that are here today, are in the United States. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of anxiety laden situations that are happening. And normally, Kathi and I try to stay light and bright and on the positive side of things. But I did pull the card beneath the surface. And this card says hidden truths and something unknown. So I feel like there's a lot of hidden truths beneath the surface that are now coming to light. And a lot of what is coming to light is causing this anxiety and confusion within us, right? It's like certain things that we thought were real maybe aren't real, or certain people that we admired, maybe there's something else going on there. And so I feel like some of the waves of anxiety that a lot of us might be feeling, because a lot of us are empathic and we pick up on other people's energy, situational energy, the energy from the collective. So I feel like, a lot of the anxiety waves that we might be feeling are a result of some of what's been going on out there in the collective that's been publicized or brought up in some way, shape, or form. Kathi talked about feeling like she's here but not here. I don't know if those were her words, but it's like again being between two timelines, right? I feel like that Saturn, which rules third dimensional reality, the reality that we think we live in here on this earth, and then Neptune coming together with it. Neptune rules the higher spiritual realms, higher realms of reality, 5D and above. So I do feel like we're in between two timelines. I feel like, we're like one foot in, one foot out. And the whole, not just the collective of humanity, but the earth herself is shifting into higher vibration. And rather than, like throwing us, right into it, the cosmos, the universe, spirit is, has some grace for us. And it's like, okay, let's do this slowly. Let's do this gently. Let's kind of, we might vacillate back and forth for a while here. Now, it's interesting. Kathi and I are oftentimes on the same wavelength. I think she held up this card, and I know it's hard to see because we're all in little itty bitty squares, but I picked the journey. Did you pick that card, Kathi? It's like that was the very first card that I pulled, was that we're on this journey. And again, you might not be able to see, but there's this like street sign here, and it's got all these different kind of like directions that we can go in. And we're crossing the bridge just like she's crossing the bridge, but we're unsure as to what lies ahead. We're unsure as to what direction to go. And I asked for clarification on that, and the guides just said, we're exploring new horizons. And so if there's like a new idea, a new thought, a new goal that you're wanting to, immerse yourself in, explore that, because it is time in this 2026, one universal year on a collective level, which is the number of new beginnings. It's time to explore that. It's time to explore the new you, the new life, the new goals, whatever that might be. They did say to take kind of a step back right now, and I asked them what they meant by that. And they said from all of the craziness, all of the art, news, all of the stuff you might see on social media, That might be again bringing up this confusion, illusion, anxiety. They said take a step back and focus on these energies. Focus on peace, harmony, compassion, unconditional love. And, you know, not that we have to love everything that's going on, but if we focus on just the energy of unconditional love, compassion, peace, harmony, then we're emanating that out on a collective level. And what we emanate out energetically through our emotional body, what we think as far as thoughts with our mental body, that's part of the process of creating a new reality. And that's why we have to stay in the highest vibration that we possibly can. Just like Kathi was talking about all the chakras, I was pulling some cards and I was using my chakra tarot deck. And the one that stood out the most was the third eye chakra. And that is where we see the vision of our future. That is where we kind of utilize our imagination, our psychic abilities, our intuitive abilities. So, this with the third eye, they said rather than reminiscing on the past, they want us to grieve the past and love what the benefits or blessings of the past was, but they don't want us to like entrench ourselves in the past. And to use this third eye chakra to be the Queen of Wands, which is taking your power back, being empowered. And the card that came out with the Queen of Wands was the Magician. You have the ability to create your own reality with your mind, with your heart, with your gifts, talents, and abilities. And that's what the Magician is here to do. They also talked about community being important. And they kept showing like a full moon. So again, we have that full moon lunar eclipse coming up on March 3rd, but they were showing like a moon cycle. So I want to say between now and the full moon, yes, but also between that full moon on the 3rd of March to the next full moon, they want us to focus on gathering with people of like mind that we resonate with to form community. And that can be forming community like with friends, people that we know out in the community that will be supportive, but I feel like this is on a bigger level that they're talking about community too. I feel like a lot of us all over the planet are going to start to band together in community to whether it's sending healing, love, and light to the planet, whether it's trying to find solutions for things that are happening out there, both earth changes as well as the political climate. But I think that this community thing is going to be very important. And then, of course, the fire horse that we're already in. I got Pele, light your fire. She's the volcano goddess. So this is, having a sense of passion and inspiration and energy and vitality. It says light your fire. So we want you all to, light your fire, your gifts, talents, and abilities, your truth. I did get empower as well, summon your power back. And I feel like this is like that full moon lunar eclipse that we have coming up. They want us to take back our power from old stories, old karmic lessons, but also take our power back from what's happening in the present moment that we're witnessing and seeing that might be energetically dragging us down or causing, again, those waves of anxiety. It's like we have to take back our power in order to be empowered to make the changes and come up with the new solutions that we need to. So I think that's all my messages for the collective. Kathi, do you have anything else to add?
I'm just over here nodding away, agreeing with everything that you're saying because a lot of it has come through for me also. And your intuition is also a lot of people are expanding. Pay attention to that. If you never knew that you were a healer and you never knew that you were a psychic or an intuitive, now is the time to kind of investigate that. It doesn't mean you have to do what Colleen and I do. If you want to, you can, but I mean, you don't have to be out there publicly, but still get to know yourself. My son sees spirits and he's very nervous about that. And I said, just learn what you need to do so that you can protect yourself, surround yourself, those things. Like know who you are, and then you can make the choice as to what you want to do with it or not do with it. But again, if you're meant to be on this path, it will lead you there, as Colleen and I both know. I always joke with my students and say, I know too much to get out now. Sort of like the mafia. But yeah, not quite in the same way though. But yeah, anyway, that's it. I'm going to be
Time
quiet
for
because
new
otherwise we're not
beginnings.
going to get to any readings today.
Yeah, time for new beginnings, everybody. So for those of you that are
Absolutely.
Those of you that are brand new here, Kathy and I will choose a couple people from the studio Zoom audience here to do a mini personal reading for. If you want a mini personal reading, raise your hand. Kathy and I just use our intuition as to who we're guided to. Of course, we're not going to be able to do everybody because we keep this to an hour. So, we will wrap this up by around noon Eastern time, if not a couple minutes after, however long it takes us to wrap up the last reading we're on. And when we call on you, or if we call on you, then I will ask you for your date of birth because I like to look at some of the energy vibration that you're currently undergoing. And if you have a general, like if you just want, oh, whatever my angels and guides, want to say to me, or if you have a specific question or concern, you can let us know that. So, oh, and also remember that this is being recorded, and I do post this publicly on my YouTube channel after the fact. So if you get chosen and there's something, that you don't want like out there for the rest of the world to hear, then make sure you word it appropriately. All right, Kathy, I'm going to let you go first.
So the other thing, I'm just going to add to
Yeah.
that just a little bit. If you are not chosen today, but you hear something that resonates with you, I call that the postcard. It means that you're still getting a postcard from spirit sort of to help you go where you need to go. Because a lot of the reasons you're all here together is there is a line of connection between all of you that will come through for all of you. Just so you know. Not that I'm not trying to get to all of you. Not that we wouldn't love to get to all of you.
Yes,
But
we
anyway,
would.
so I don't see a hand up, but this is kind of how I work is I was really guided to Michelle. So if Michelle can unmute herself.
And
Me?
let us know if you do want a reading, Michelle.
Me, Michelle?
There's two Michelle's.
Michelle T.
Not me.
Tony? I
Yes,
think that's how
me.
you say her last name.
Okay.
That's you. You have like a
Okay.
lavender shirt on,
Yes.
what I can see. Hoping the colors are correct through the computer.
Well, hi, Michelle. So what
Hi.
is your date of birth?
You can hear me. Okay. It's 2/1/57.
And do you have a specific question or concern, or just whatever your angels and guides have to tell you?
Um, for me, it's a big transformation in my life, actually. Retirement this year and trying to go through that slowly, tapering out off rather than just suddenly not working and getting other people up to speed. And it's not going very smoothly right now, but getting other people to on board. So
Okay, Kathy.
So there's something that I keep receiving, like almost like you feel a little bit like your power's been taken away because they keep bringing me back to like the power of you, the grounded person of you, like going within your heart and knowing who you are. There's a lot of like feeling like the ending is a very good thing, which I feel almost like you're like breathing better since you've kind of retired. So I'll say that. So I feel like you know some of that, but it's almost like looking at the direction instead of looking. It's funny. They show me the analogy that I use. I'm very visual, so you guys have to need to understand that. I use a visual for when I do readings, and one is the car analogy. Like, why do you think your windshield is so big and your rearview mirror is so small? Because you need to keep focusing on where you're going as opposed to what's behind you. So it's a lot of what I want to give to you is like keep looking forward and trusting and having faith that everything is going to start to align. It's almost like you're trying to align with your future, but you're also releasing a lot.
mhm.
So and there's this I don't know what you're thinking of, but there's this passion in you that's like I want to do this, but I don't know if I can do this. But could I do this? But I don't know if I could do this. Like I want to tell you believe in who you are. I feel like while you were working, in some ways, like a lot of people, same thing with me when I left what I always say, my real job, um, to do what I'm doing now. There's this part of you that still has to release that so that you can embrace the true essence of who you are
Mhm.
and where you're going and where you want to align with. You have so many roads and so many choices right now that it can also be the point of getting a little confused as to where do I need to go? What do I need to do?
Yes.
So just allow, like what I tell people is I'm a big one for, again, because I'm visual, is I write things down just to get it out of here. And then it's kind of funny, I'll go and do whatever. And then I'll come back and look at the list and I'll be like, no, no, like I'll start weeding things out. that just don't resonate with me at this point in time. And what it does is it starts to show me like where I really get the most excited. And that's what I want to tell you. Well, I'm going to say, you're a healer. You're an empath. So you got
Mhm.
those two things that are standing out right away that are going hugely for you in that direction. I know, according to spirit, some healing techniques, whether you know it or not. But I feel like you need to keep focusing on that. I think you need to keep building on top of that and where you want to go and what you want to do. Because I feel like you want to create your own schedule, which you will. And I feel like you're going to create
Mhm.
another business for yourself, but it's going to be yours,
Okay.
utilizing you. It's almost like what Colleen and I are doing,
Yeah.
that
Interesting.
kind of avenue for
Yeah.
you. And again, your choice with this is what you choose. There's also something about, so funny, you have words in your head is how it came to me. They're showing me sort of like start writing down like those moments of sentences that are not yours. That's how I want to put it. It's almost like somebody's channeling to you, and you need to start writing down those moments of like you might be talking to somebody, because that's what happens to me a lot. I'll be saying something and I'll be like, "Oh, that's pretty profound. I'm going to write that one down." You know what I mean? Because I know it's not me. Like I get very excited by what I do. You probably all have
Yeah.
kind of figured that out by now. But yeah. So it's like, and still, I've been doing this for 25 years.
Yeah.
I still get just as excited.
It
Because
feels like
spirit is
adolescence, like I don't know what I want to be when I grow up because I
Yeah.
don't know
And that's
what to
okay
do
because
when if
that's
I'm
like the best
retired.
place you could be.
Yeah.
But that's the best place. Think when you were a kid, that's the best place to be because all these wonderful things will come to you. It's then just weeding out. Like, I know it's here. I know it's here. So, and I feel like a lot of what you are thinking of is very apropos for where you're going. So it's not like don't feel like you're all over the place. It's literally like you could do all of that. And that's such a great place to be to think about that. Look at all those choices you have. Like how amazing is that? But the biggest thing that really touched me was sort of I'm going to show you the card because I love the card. So this is the card. I'm hoping that you can see it. I have to hold it back so it's kind of a little clearer as far as the picture. It's like this beautiful warrior and this beautiful cheetah. And as I
Oh,
get closer, it's garnet is the stone. It's actually a crystal deck, but it's a shamanic crystal deck is what it is. Great deck of cards. Just saying, as I promote another person, but that's okay. It says, embrace the honor-filled warrior in you because everything you've ever wanted to do, you've always been able to do. And that's the part of you that you need to hang on to and trust and have faith that you are going to get through this and that you're going to start to figure out where you're meant to go. It's going to start to become clear because we are all creating new paths right now. Some of us will take what we do and carry it with us, like Colleen and I, because I'll just use us as an analogy. We will take things that we do, but there's also things that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be doing that too much longer. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do, or it'll shift and change to something new, like the same thing, but newer. And it's okay. Like it's okay. It's just embracing it because the more anxiety and the more frustration that you bring, the more you're not going to be able to find where you're meant to go. So breathe. I breathe a lot. I'm like, let me just take a free, like in through my nose, out through my mouth. Like I'll just breathe because you just need to kind of like just allow yourself to get through it and have the clarity is going to come for you. It already is coming. It's just there's a lot. There's a lot of clarity coming all at the same time. So taking a moment and just figuring it out and having faith, like the one thing I know is I've always been able to work hard to get myself to where I need to go. I will never stop trusting and having faith. Never ever. And that's a lot of what I'll tell you is that believe in yourself. If you can't believe in anything higher than yourself, believe in you. You've been able to get yourself through tough times. At least that's what I'm being told. I don't know you, but you're going to get through this. And the others, buckle up, Buttercup, because here it comes. The others that you feel you need to take care of, they're old enough to take care of themselves.
okay.
Stop being an enabler. Just being blunt. So yeah, just allow them. You'll know when you're meant
I
to
know what
help.
you mean. Yeah.
That's the healer MO. I'm a healer too. I get it. And I'll be like, oh, I need to just let them go because I'll get front because I'll start to feel that. And I'll be like, no, they got to go learn. I'm kind of a mama bear.
Usually the hard way, right?
I'm a mama bear. I've always been a mama bear. I mean, I have two children, but I was a mama bear before I even had children. And same thing with my clients is I kind of like feel like I need to like help everybody, guide everybody. Do you have food? Do you have a place to live? Like, you know what I mean? It's like it goes bigger than that because I have such compassion and love for everybody. So yeah. So sometimes I have to remind myself, let them go, let them go, let them go do what they need to do. So yeah, it's just kind of getting through that. You will. You will. That's what makes you an amazing healer. And
Thank
you're
you.
going to be guided to heal those that need you. Well, it's funny. I watched this man talk and I so wish I could remember his name. Because I've talked about him a few times. His voices are just so beautifully clear. The way that he speaks, I just love the way he speaks. But he was talking about a lighthouse. And of course, again, I'm visual, so I love the analogy. Lighthouses don't move. Lighthouses stay still and they shine their light. And those that need them will find them. Those that don't want to find them won't find them. So be the lighthouse. Stop feeling like you have to hang on to people or reach out for people. It's a big thing for me. It was a great message for me when I heard this man speak. It's like stop reaching out, stop trying to make it work so hard because they'll come to you. Those that really need you will come to you. You don't have to keep looking, looking, looking. Trust me, you get exhausted. I know that all too well in my own life. So hopefully that will help. I mean, the healing aspect is what I want to tell you. So the end result is start looking at the healing. The healing is your choice. You have so many tools in your toolbox. You're going to be amazed once you allow that to connect and truly connect for you. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to want to do and a lot of things you're going to want to learn because you have it all. You've had past lives when you've done a lot. There's also something about herbs coming forward with you. So kind of dabble. I feel like you're going to dabble a little bit in herbs, get to know them a little bit. Very prominent in the most recent past life that you've had. So I'll just say that also. So I would be surprised if you would get out of this lifetime without some kind of an herb connection there for you. So thank you so much. I'm going to pass you on to Colleen before I like keep going. Sorry. There's a lot
Hi,
going on right now, everybody. I'm sure y'all have figured that out by now.
hi,
All right.
Michelle.
Hey, Kylie.
How are you?
Good.
Okay, so to start out, they were showing me the energy you come in with, which is a big part of like who you can like how you can utilize that energy moving forward. Now that you're in this transformation period after retirement, what's next? So the energy you come in with is I feel like they were talking about you having a lot of ancient wisdom and knowledge. So, a lot of past lives to where you were this steady, grounded seeker, teacher, whatnot. It's not like a high vibrational, like sporadic energy. It's a very grounded, mature, internal, sort of wise one sort of energy that you come in with. So, like the ancient seers or the ancient healers, the ones that have perfected their craft, so to speak. I feel like that's the energy you come in with. So you're here to, in some way, shape, or form, share this wisdom and knowledge and this healing in a grounded and almost practical way. They were also saying, and we know that you're an Aquarius, right? Because you were born February 1st. So this Aquarius energy of the humanitarian comes through with your life purpose. That one birthday that you have is a leader, it's an entrepreneur, it's an initiator, it's a self-starter. And they were showing me this image of a bridge, like you are the bridge between, now I don't remember, and I know we know each other, but I don't remember what you retired from per se. But they were saying a bridge, you were a bridge between like more of the third dimensional reality energies and the higher dimensional reality energies. Like this is where you're going next because you understand that work world, career world, grounded world. You understand the people and their mindsets that work in that realm of business or whatever have you. So I feel like they're going to be, with all the changes that are happening on the planet, they're going to be I don't want to use that term freaking out spirit. So they're going to be like in this like, anxiety ridden state, even more so than some of us that are in the spiritual realm. Like, yes, some of us in the spiritual realm are also anxious and confused and ungrounded sometimes too, but the people that have worked in that 3D realm are really going to be. And so they were saying you're kind of the bridge between that and higher vibrational energies, higher consciousness, higher wisdom and knowledge, that you're going to be here somehow to, again, teach, share information. They kept giving me, where is my cards here? So I used a couple of tarot decks. And I asked where you were going next, and they basically said the world's your oyster. You're taking a leap into a new beginning for sure. You're in a birthday year, by the way. That's all about transformation, like a snake shedding its skin. And I know we were just in the year of the snake, but I feel like you're going to continue in your current birthday year to go through this transformation regeneration. I feel like they were showing me the month of June when something was going to initiate and start. And I know I just kind of veered off what I was going to show you, but I don't even know where I'm at here in my square. But I've got from one deck the Ace of Coins, which is the Ace of Pentacles, and in another deck, the One of Physical, which is the Ace of Pentacles. So we've got a manifested new beginning that's coming up here. And again, I think that manifested new beginning may be more clear as to what it's all about by June of this year, even though you're still going to continue to go through transformation energies, death and rebirth energies until your next birthday in February. And by the way, 2027 for you is mostly a lot more change and redirection. Like right now, it's more about internal transformation that you're going through and building a solid foundation for what the future might hold. But next year, you're going to see more changes and redirection. They said you are what they consider like an earth angel, earth grounded angel, higher realms. And they were also showing me that you are working with, or maybe I should say they're working with you, the Pleiadians. So they even said that, I even feel like there's a potential that you are a Pleiadian starseed because a lot of people that have sun, moon, ascendant, and Aquarius are very connected to their starseed heritage. Not that we all don't have a little sprinkling of the stars within us, but I feel like they want you to kind of delve into the Pleiadians because they're like working with you, meditate and ask them for messages because they're going to kind of bring you into some guidance. They did give you a caveat of really being mindful of your thoughts. I feel like the energy vibration you come in with as a soul, sometimes you can get caught in a loop of what's the word I'm looking for?
Rumination.
Yes, ruminating on
Yeah.
something over and over again. I guess since that word came to you, it
Yeah.
probably describes you. And so be mindful of your thought vibrations because those are very powerful right now. They talked about you in this birthday year reclaiming aspects of your soul that have gone through trauma or challenges from this or other lifetimes. So again, work on focusing on this healing and this inner transformation and reclaiming your power and reclaiming, again, you don't have to know about the other lifetimes per se, but just say I call back all pieces of my soul that may have split off in all directions and dimensions of time and space because of old traumas or challenging situations. And then they specifically showed me the sacral chakra to work on for you. So focus on your sacral chakra, which is your chakra of creative self-expression, but it's also the divine feminine chakra. I call it the goddess chakra. So focus on healing and balancing that divine feminine because Aquarius is a masculine sign of the zodiac. Your one birthday is a masculine number. So we want to balance you into that sacral chakra of divine feminine just a little bit more during this year so that you're ready to move forward into this new beginning. They said information is forthcoming, so don't worry. They didn't give me any specifics about the next step. They were pretty vague about that, but they did say information is coming and on the way, but you're definitely um, in this kind of energy of limitless possibilities. So hopefully that's helpful for you, Michelle.
Very, very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I guess it's my turn to pick. And I was looking earlier and I wanted to pick Bree. Bree, if you want to unmute yourself and let me know your date of birth.
Hello.
Hi.
It's September 3rd, 91.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird. That's my sister's birthday.
Aw.
September 3rd, and it's 1991.
Yes.
And do you have a specific question or concern, or just see what your angels and guides have to say?
Yeah, I just want to see just a general message.
All
Yes.
right. Thank you. Kathy?
Hi, Bree. Thanks for being on today. Um, I was getting a lot of, because while Colleen's doing the person that we did, I'm kind of focusing on like the next person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was getting a lot of like rebirth for you. A lot of, it's funny because we just did Michelle who just retired, but I felt very similar energy with where you are right now. It's sort of
Mm-hmm.
like, not that you're retiring, but almost like this new birth, turning over a new leaf, going on a new direction, like almost like you're ending something major for you and getting past that. And I know, like, I feel very emotional as I go into your energy. I feel just not so much confused in that, but just okay, I kind of know where I want to go and what I want to do, but there's this sort of disconnect as to how do I do that? You know, how do I go there? But I also feel
Mm-hmm.
like I want to tell you to like take a moment, like ground yourself, work on your root chakra, work on that grounding chakra. Call in Archangel Michael because I keep seeing him,
Okay.
protection around you. There's, again, whatever you have just released, I know was a very big process for you because I keep getting that. And I'm trying to be somewhat not so clear, if that makes sense, because I know what I want to say, but I'm very aware that we're recording right now. So I'll put it that way. But I know by saying that, you probably know what I mean. There's a lot of doing that inner soul search for you, a lot of releasing patterns, like going around in the loop. I always call it the swirling vortex of doom that we keep ourselves in. Yeah, it's trying to assess your part of what you released. And I know you've been doing that with as much clarity as you possibly can, so I will say that. But I want to kind of guide you to burning things away. It's a lot of like what Colleen was talking about, past lives, calling in your soul pieces back, calling in your fragment pieces, those that are ready to come back to you, calling them back and saying, help me figure this out. Help me to understand what I've just gone through. And how can I now go and release all of that so it doesn't happen again? So I don't keep myself in that pattern. You will, because you are so much stronger now than you've ever been. And even the choice that you've made to end this, I want to like applaud you and say yay for you because I literally can hear them all doing the same thing because it's something that I know that you've been knowing you needed to leave and you needed to release and let it be behind you. It's so funny. I'm going to say I don't know what's on your hat, but I keep seeing the Trinity, the power of three, because there's many different analogies. I always say that I was raised a strict Catholic, so it's some of my knowledge that comes back to me, is the Trinity. You know, you've got this sort of triangle of connection for you. Like, I know that you have support, and I definitely know you've got a couple of friends who are incredibly supportive for you. And I would highly recommend that you allow them to lift you up and keep helping you. One's a little too verbal, so I mean, I'd be like, I take that with a grain of salt, is what I want to say. It's like, thank you so much. I know how much you love me, but can you just stop? Like, just stop, because it gets to be like where you feel like you're being thrown at you in some ways. Just kind of gently tell them, like I know you're trying to help. I know how much you love me. I really do appreciate it. But right now, here's what I need. I need a hug. I need a shoulder. I need to just, that's what I need right now. I don't need so much of this, you know, kind of thing. I have one of those too, so I totally get it. Um, but very blessed and honored that I do. So I'm going to say that also. But the clarity is there. It's almost like you just need to, when I talk about grounding, I see you like sitting on the earth. I don't know where you live. You couldn't sit on the earth right now where I live. I live in Connecticut. We're like bracing for a snowstorm, that kind of thing. It's a little chilly out there. Um, but sitting on the earth and just kind of going within, closing your eyes, breathing like I was talking about before, just breathing. Like I just take a moment, like I sit where I am right now and stare at the woods. I don't care if it's snowing, raining, sleeting, it doesn't bother me, and I just breathe. Like I just need to breathe and become one with me, become one with my heart, become one, because that will bring you back to the knowledge that you're looking for. That will bring you back to the base of who you are. And it also will remind you as to how amazing you are, because you are. And I'm going to leave you with this before I pass you on to Colleen. I'm going to give you some homework. Look in the mirror if you can and say, I am worthy. I am worthy of getting what I deserve for my highest and greatest good. I am worthy of love, both giving and receiving. I am worthy. Because it's a lot of what you need to hear right now. Whatever happens, that's theirs. That's not yours to carry forward. You're a rock star. So if you can't believe it, then act as if.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, Kathi thinks I'm a rock star, so I'm gonna hang on to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we have to do sometimes until we can get to the place to where we start believing it ourselves. You're also an amazing healer, so I can't wait to see what you do. Like, we're gonna get to know you, and we're gonna get to know you out here
Mm-hmm.
because you got that. And I know you know that. I
Mm-hmm.
know it's kind of been shadowed a little bit, but I know that's probably the easiest place to go for you. Let it lift you up because it will. I'll tell you, there's not been any better therapy than doing this for me. And I've been in therapy all of my life. I was a young kid who saw spirits, and raised a strict Catholic where it was not accepted. So that alone, eventually, oh, that kid's going to be in therapy. So yeah, I'll just say that. But yeah, you know what I mean? So it's allowing yourself to go through that, to go through that. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some guidance. It's something you've got to get through so you can find your home, and you will. And I think it's going to come quicker than you think it is. So yeah.
I appreciate that, Kathi. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Many blessings to you, because I can't wait to see where you go. I don't know if I'll get to see you. You'll be the person I'll be coming. I wish I knew her name, but
Mhm.
like I feel like I know her name, but I don't know her name. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm going to pass you on to Colleen. Thank you so much for all of you. It's a blessing and an honor. Truly is.
Hi, Bree. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. So, as somebody who has my sister's birthday, not the same year, but the same month and day, I know first off that being a Virgo,
Hmm.
this full moon lunar eclipse on March 3rd is going to affect you. It's going to like activate your sun in Virgo. And I feel like that activation, because it's a full moon and full moons are often about healing, it's going to activate a huge wave of healing for you. And I know Kathi said, and I know we said for the last person about reclaiming soul pieces, but Virgo is strongly about that because Virgo likes to pay attention to all the little tiny small details. And sometimes because of that, there's an energy of fragmentation with their own energy. And with that fragmentation, that happens through, traumas and challenges, again, from this or other lifetimes. I feel like that full moon is bringing in this wave of healing for you to reclaim some of those soul pieces. They were talking about staying on your spiritual path, like don't get knocked off your spiritual path, because I feel like, your soul comes in with this already kind of anxious energy. And I feel like in this particular birthday year, which for you started in September of 2025, I feel like that anxiety can expand at times. That those waves of anxiety that I talked about earlier, I feel like you're feeling those waves of anxiety, and they're maybe bigger than usual. If I go back like to the last birthday year, you might have been dealing with some relationship stuff, relationship changes or redirections. This year, until September, your next birthday, it's about shifting your mindset or belief system from glass half empty to glass half full,
Mhm.
shifting into more positive ways of thinking, believing, appreciating. It's also about creative self-expression. So immerse yourself in any kind of creative self-expression or speaking, teaching, writing, learning new things, even if it's just journaling for yourself. Now, they were saying that Well, I want to say through next year too, like from now through your next birthday year. I feel like you're laying a new foundation, and they're saying it might take some effort, but they want you to do the work because the result is going to be well worth it. And they said everything is coming in divine timing. Everything's coming at the perfect time for you. They want me to jump back. I feel like I'm the scattered energy that you come in with because I'm jumping back to that full moon lunar eclipse. And they're saying you're going to need some downtime, some periods of downtime, rest, time out, relaxation, time out in nature, extra sleep, whatever it is. Allow yourself to have that. Your actual physical energy might be affected as well. So just make sure that you're doing a lot of self-care because Virgos, they often care for other people. They're very service oriented. So they're like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? How can I help you? And then they forget about themselves. So right now, especially with the times coming up, they want you to do some self-care, take care of self. They said any difficulties of the past, um, you're moving through them. You will successfully move through them. And again, it is about, again, reclaiming your power, like we've been talking about with some other people. They said you're going to have a breakthrough. There's going to be a rebirth of energy for you. They want you to know you are a light worker. You are a healer. Like Kathy said, a lot of times Virgos deal with more of the grounded or traditional even ways of healing, like nursing or dietitian or herbalism or chiropractic, things where it's more like hands-on. So I feel like, again, you might be working your way. I feel like, if I used one word for this year, learning. If I use one word for next year, well, it's more than a word, but building a solid foundation. And when we get to, like a couple years from now, there's going to be a lot of positive changes coming in. Not that there's not positive changes this year, because actually you're in a year of prosperity, abundance, growth, blessings. In fact, the one of the cards that I pulled for you is like an angel with wings rising. And I feel like this is you. Like you're growing your wings and you're rising above any past challenges or difficulties. And you're expanding into your light self, your light worker self, your creative self. And they said we just have to get like the mind on track. There's like the higher soul self knows where it's going, but the ego self sometimes wants to throw the monkey wrench into things. And that's where the negative self-talk that Virgo often does, the perfectionism that Virgo seems to have often comes in. We have to pull things together and focus on the light, the direction we're going, the truth of who we are, knowing that we're going to get to where we want to go. Um, if I didn't say it already, they were talking about during this full moon and everything else we talked about with it to just honor what you feel, like in every moment. Don't sweep it under the rug. Don't get mad at yourself for feeling or having emotions. Allow that to come up because what often happens is we feel waves of different types of emotions. And it's part of the releasing process. Like, yes, it feels painful. Yes, I want to cry. Do it, cry, get it out of your system. But really, honor that aspect of you. We got the destiny card at the end, so I know you're moving in a good direction. You're moving towards your purpose and towards, what is the most positive next best step for you. So I hope that was helpful.
It was. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of what you're saying has been coming out in my readings I've just been doing on myself.
Yeah,
So you just expanded on a lot of what I've been kind of reading for myself. So I appreciate it.
awesome. Thank you so much, Bree. Kathy,
Thank
do we have time for another one or no? What do you think?
We have time for a quickie one.
Okay,
I'd say let's go for it.
you're up to choose.
Oh gosh, I forgot I was going to pick.
You are.
Let's see, where are my eyes going to flow me now? I don't know. Well, I never know why I look at who I get or why I'm guided, but Tanya seems to be pulling my energy. So
Tanya, where's Tanya?
Tanya Anderson. Her last name I can say
Hello.
and not have to worry I'm
Oh,
mispronouncing it.
Tanya Anderson. Tanya, what's your date of birth?
8/18 of 77.
Oh, I didn't really hear that. Did you say 8/18?
77.
77.
1977. And do you have a specific question or concern, or just see what your angels and guides have to say?
I would love to see what my angels and guides have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right,
It,
Kathy.
it's interesting, Tanya. I come into your energy and it's just so somewhat peaceful because I'll just put it that way. Like it's almost like today I know where I'm going. Today I know what I'm doing. Like yesterday might have been a hot mess, but but today it's almost like I feel better today. Like I feel like I'm kind of moving today. I feel like something's happening today. And maybe it's just the fact that you're on with us today. I don't know. But it's a great energy to have. There is the biggest polar bear that I see behind you. Like, I just know that you have a polar bear as a totem animal. So I'm going to say that, and very much a protector for you because it was the very first thing I saw when I was scanning through. And I'll be honest, the polar bear attracted me probably, no offense, more than you did. But again, but it's a lot of like, if I think of a polar bear, of course, I'm in that time. I'm in winter here where I live. I don't know where you live, but I live in Connecticut. So, we're looking for like the major snowstorm. So I'll just put it that way, air quotes. Um, I'm like, you live in New England, it doesn't bother me. It's like I'm so used to it. I grew up here. But it's sort of like allowing yourself to be more open to like a different direction, like going on that polar bear premise is sort of, yes, he's a protector for you because I'll say that right up front. And cold is a thing for you. I wouldn't say it's probably your favorite place to live, so I'm just going to say that. That's why I think that's why I'm kind of smiling when I say you got a polar bear because it's not what you would think you'd have. Um, but polar bears are very adaptable to cold. They're very adaptable to that energy, and that's a lot of what I bring for you is that you're a very adaptable person, which is why the two of you have aligned to sort of work together and allow him to work together. I also know that when you go into, which you've been away from this, so I'm going to be like, from your guides, like get back to taking time to sit, meditate. They told me that you've almost like you used to sit with them or you used to connect with them, but I feel like you've been sort of yeah, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, like you've kind of been a little all over the place. They want you to come back and meditate with them, sit with them, breathe with them. Meditation for me is all about you can do a meditation, there's no doubt about it. But it literally is just sitting, closing your eyes, breathing like I've been saying on here today, just breathing, centering yourself, keeping that line of connection open, talking to them, asking them, guide me to clarity for, whatever is going on today. That's a lot of how I connect with mine. But they're talking about like you need focus, a little more focus as to where you're going. And there's something that you are thinking of creating because I'm going to put it that way because the energy isn't fully formed in that process. And you keep doubting. It's so funny. I heard Colleen, like Colleen's words are coming back to me of what she just said to the last person about, like your mind tends to your little, I call them gremlins, come in and go, you can't do that. That's not good for you. It's not going to work for you. And it's like that's what happens is you kind of almost get yourself to the point of being like active and proactive about moving forward and getting it to the alignment of it. And then I'm going to tell you, you're a very gentle healer. Like, I love that you have this massive totem animal that's very powerful and, kind of thing. And you're just like you're very gentle and calm. And I don't know if you do yoga or Tai Chi or focus on meditation or breathing, but those are things that like really kind of speak to you and kind of emanate through you. And if you were to able to do physically, well, you can do physical healing on people, meaning like energy work, things like that. I'll just use that as an analogy. Like you would be very amazing at the information that you get through that process, the gentleness and kindness and peace that you guide through that process. Like you could probably take the most anxiety ridden person and you put your hands on them and it's just going to be like it just kind of calms them down. It gets them into a more centered state. But that's a lot of the reasons why your guides are saying, come sit with us. Like we started teaching you and then you bailed, that kind of feeling. Like you got to come back. We have things we want to show you, that's just kind of like just the feeling I keep getting. It's like, come sit with us. Come on. Because you were so close. So if you don't know energy work, I highly recommend that you start looking and learning that process for you to be able to calm down and be able to learn through that and open that up for yourself. There's something about reconnecting with your inner temple, but I literally am seeing like a physical place that when you meditate, you may be guided to go to this space because I know your visual is starting to really become clearer when you sit and be still. Does that make sense to you, Tanya?
Yes, it does.
Like your visual is really starting. It's almost like they keep showing me like a camera that you have to like, well, wait, let me tune this in a little bit. You know, I think of the old cameras. Let me just, it's a little unclear. So let me just tune this in a little. Like that's a lot of what they're working with you on. The other thing I will forewarn you, because they're showing it to me, and it was a big surprise for me. So I always like, if I see it for another person, I'm always like, I'm just going to forewarn you. Your visual of what you see may go beyond what you believe. So I'm just going to say that.
Mm.
And I only say that because we don't know we believe it until we get there. And when we see things, we're like, am I really seeing that? Like, what is that? Like, and this is always my conversation. Like, what is that? You know, guide me to like explain that. So yeah, it's a lot of like just trust the process and keep this building for yourself. Keep your connection to your guides building for yourself. It's going to be really, really help you to get things more understandable for you and allow yourself to learn the way that you learn. Like I may be sharing with things with you and suggesting things with you, but you might do it a little differently. That's okay. Because it's funny, when I teach a couple of my classes, like mediumship, I'll just use that because that's the one that's coming to me. When I teach mediumship, the first class, I say to people, I look at the people that have come to learn and I say, first thing I'm going to tell you all is I give you permission to fail miserably, and I highly recommend it because it's only going to teach you how to dig deeper. It's only going to teach you how to find your way. Thanks for all the hearts. I didn't think it was going to kind of get that. Thank you for that. I don't know who just set that big one. That was kind of surprising. But it allows you to truly find you and how you work and where you go with it. And that's like that was one of the most important teachers that I had was one of the things that he said. And his name is Tony Stockwell. I do remember his name. Um, his name is Tony Stockwell. I highly recommend you look on YouTube. He is hysterical and enlightening, and I just adore him and always will. But yeah, and I mentored with him for 2 years for mediumship. So yeah, I highly recommend. But yeah,
Okay.
anyway, with that, I'm going to pass on because it was supposed to be quick. So sorry. Let's move on. Thank you for putting that,
Thank
Allie. I
you.
appreciate that.
Thank
Um,
you.
All right, Tanya. So the energy, that you come in with as a soul, it's interesting because you're a Leo, and Leo is fire and passion and leadership, and I almost feel like that they were almost showing me that the wind got knocked out of your sails last year. I don't know. That's how they came in with the phrase. Like I feel like last year, the year of the snake, there was something maybe emotional for you going on, or maybe it was just purging of old emotional stuff, and maybe you didn't even know what it was about. But now it's really time to come into that solar plexus chakra, which is a place that Leo rules. Leo is our willpower and our confidence and our courage, and so with the solar plexus chakra energy here, it's time to kind of come back into that. Um, I feel like I feel like it is a year of empowerment for you, a birthday year of empowerment. And then after your birthday in August, you're moving into a 2-year transitional time from where an aspect of life, like there's going to be a big shift. Like we're all going through a shift last year, this year. You're going through it too, but I feel like your endings, new beginnings is going to happen in the next like 2.5 years. So there's something big that's shifting. They were showing me that a community and connecting with other people of like mind or friends right now is very important for you, especially other females that are in a similar mindset, spiritual groups perhaps, for that support and camaraderie. They were talking about going back to that solar plexus chakra, working on the self confidence, the self acceptance, They were showing that you were getting a lot of like intuitional downloads, intuitive awakening, some past life healing that I think was more so last year, maybe still continued this year. But they're saying you're getting to a place where there's no more hiding. No more hiding your light, no more hiding your truth. It's time to come out, take some conscious steps and move forward into who you are, your passion, your leadership energy. Leos are really great as far as being the head of something, inspiring other people, creative self-expression on some level. So they kept showing like a lot of priestess energy with you. So I think there was definitely some past life connections with you being like priestess energy. Um, so you had that leadership sort of energy that we're talking about as the priestess, as the seer, as the healer. And then they were saying something about clairaudience. The energy you come in with soul-wise with your date of birth tells me that sometimes you too maybe are not always grounded, which doesn't always fit with Leo. But there was something about some a lot of like change or go with the flow or redirection energy that you come in with as a soul. And with some of that is also a highly attuned mental body. And they were saying something about clairaudience. So I don't know if you hear messages clairaudiently. And if you don't feel like you do, I feel like that's something that's going to be coming in. That's something that's going to be developing even more. And I'm not a medium like Kathi, but I feel like there's a loved one on the other side that has been trying to send you a message, that's been trying and you might, again, clairaudiently be hearing a message that you're unsure if that's your loved one or not. And if that's a doubt in your mind, then I feel like that is the truth because they were showing me like whisperings in the ear which I got as clairaudience, but then they were showing me loved one on the other side. So maybe they're trying to communicate in some way, shape, or form for you. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Kathy's got more of a hit on that, but that is all I got.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely don't hear anything quite yet, but that would be very, very cool. And maybe I'll start to pay a little more attention.
Yeah. And it feels like a lot of times it feels like it's a message in your mind, like you feel like your mind's having a thought. And really it's your higher self, your guides, your angels, or loved ones in spirit that are trying to communicate with you. So yeah, just definitely pay attention. But you're getting a lot of, I feel like intuitive downloads. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say that new moon solar eclipse on February 17th impacted you greatly. And I think that really like was the initiation point of opening you up even more so. So definitely in the days to come here, pay attention to the aha moments, the revelations, the insights that are coming through and coming in.
Okay, that I have been feeling.
That you have been feeling? Yeah, I'm glad I remembered that because I thought, oh, she's a Leo, and where her Leo sun is just opposite where that Aquarius eclipse was. So I know that it impacted you for sure.
Yeah.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you so much. And we thank everybody for being here. Kathy, when's the next Cards and Coffee? I forgot to look.
March 29th.
March 29th is the next
I
Cards
actually
and
looked it up before
Coffee.
we got on today.
I'm so glad you did because I forgot. So March 29th, hopefully we'll see some of you again. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, no matter if you got picked or not, there's nuggets of wisdom in here for the collective messages and even the personal messages. You might be like, oh, that really resonated for me. If you feel like that, it really did. It really was for you too. So thank you, everybody. Kathy, you want to say your goodbyes?
Thank you all so much. Truly blessed and honored that you all were here today.
Yes.
To the person that I was texting with, and I just want to say one last thing that I can't type as quickly as I can speak, so I'll just say that. Um, um, Truly needed to go to the other side so that they can help you from there. It was just the time. But another one will be coming, so I'm just forewarning. Not that we ever look, because I'm not that kind, and I know you are not either. But anyway, just want to kind of say that real quickly. Um, Thank you so much for the blessing and the honor of being here and being able to help and guide you. And thank you all so much for trusting the process of everything coming through to everybody. Hopefully you got some postcards today. If
Yeah.
you need to find Colleen or myself, I'm on Facebook as Kathi Munson. I'm also on Facebook as Voices of Enlightenment. I have many alter egos. And intuitivecat.com, cat spelt with a K, not a C. My website is also intuitivecat.com, Gmail, intuitivecat@gmail.com. Oh my gosh, I'm getting them all confused now. Anyway, you can find me. So yeah. Or reach out to Colleen if you can't find me, and reach out to me if you can't find Colleen. We certainly will send it on. We
Yes.
also are doing a podcast together, Colleen and I, so please check out Empowered Voices on YouTube and also Facebook. So it's on both of those. If you guys want to just hear us chit chat. So yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. You can find me at ColleenLemma.com, my website, or Instagram or Facebook under my name. And my meetup group, which is Sacred Soul Empowerment, YouTube channel, Colleen Lemma. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. We send you lots of love, light, and healing, and
Absolutely.
wonderful, positive vibe energies for new beginnings into a new path. So we'll see you hopefully again soon. Bye, everyone.
Yes. Be well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.